Hey, it's Aaron. We got a question from Mary. This is a good question, so I think it's worth answering. It won't take too long. It's pretty quick. She wants to know, how do car dealership mechanics become versed in new technology so when a customer brings in an electric vehicle to get repaired, they know what to do? That's a very good question. It's one that has been brought up a few times, but often just gets kind of pushed aside or poo-pooed with a very fast, like three-word answer or something. The short answer is training. That's the answer you usually hear, but that's the right answer because dealerships train their mechanics. Manufacturers train them dealer mechanics. It's a very, very important part of the dealership model because if dealerships can't repair the vehicles they're selling, the dealership is very quickly going to find themselves out of business because the repair and upfit portion of a dealership is often a very large part of their income. So it's important to them that they have trained mechanics that can do it right. It's also important to the manufacturer that those dealerships have those mechanics and equipment, because for the manufacturer, that's where their recalls, complaints, warranty fixes, etc. all happen. So as an example of how this works with electrics, Nissan came out with the Nissan Leaf electric car roughly 10 years ago, I want to say. It might have been a little longer than that. It's been on the market for quite a while. It just underwent some revamps and became a new generation. I drove the car. It's really good. But that car was a conundrum for Nissan. What do we do with it? What happens if it breaks? We can't be shipping these across the country to try to fix them. So Nissan implemented dealer training programs. In the beginning, they were voluntary, so the dealership could decide if they wanted to do it. Now, in certain markets, they are mandatory. So what Nissan created was a certification program for mechanics so that they could work on the Leaf and its battery packs. So at the last time I looked at the program, there were two tiers to it. The first was repair, so just general repairs on the car, and a lot of the safety that goes along with that. The second one was battery pack repair, which was a lot more in-depth, required much more investment from the dealership because there were a lot of specialty tools involved. So to get certified, a mechanic had to go through those classes. The dealership paid for those classes, usually, and Nissan encouraged it by, with various incentives. It's a program that worked, and it worked so well that even in Cheyenne, Wyoming, where I live, there is a certified Leaf mechanic and full-on Leaf-ready shop at the Nissan dealership here in town. Not because they sell a whole bunch of them here. They only sell about one Leaf a month, last time I asked the sales manager. And that is mostly to people that want a second or third car. It's a commuter car. Because this is just not the kind of area where you drive an electric car. We drive very long distances here. We're at high altitude. Most of our driving is at highway speeds. It's all the worst case scenario for an electric car. But there are a lot of people that can find use for them, and they do buy them. But the reason the dealership here invested that money was because dealerships nearby in Colorado often have overflow. They have long waiting times to get a Leaf repaired because they're extremely popular in some of the urban areas of Colorado, like Boulder, Denver, Fort Collins, etc. So what happens is those dealers down there truck those cars up here to fix them so that they can keep their waiting list short. They don't want to have a customer dumping a car on them, or have a customer with a car that needs work and they bring it in and it's 3 weeks before they get it. They don't want that sort of scenario. That's bad. Tesla could take note, but it's bad. It makes the dealership look bad, makes the manufacturer look bad, and it's just not good. Customers get angry. So to improve their turnaround, they're sending them up here. So that's why the dealership here got the certification. And that's where I learned the most about that certification. That's where I learned what's involved with it, how difficult it actually is, and how much training is really involved. That mechanic has a bunch of specialty tools. He has a room that he can completely close off and pull all the air out of to make it a negative pressure room so that it's as dust-free as possible so he can open up the battery packs, all kinds of stuff that you have to do. So really interesting, but the point is, to answer Mary's question, yes, it's all about training. And it's already happening at the lower level. We're already seeing ASE certifications that are specific to electric vehicles, and they're being trained at community colleges for that. So there you go. Hopefully that answers the question. If you got a question, hit us up. You can find us on drivemodeshow.com. You can find us on our Facebook, our Twitters, our Instagram, wherever. Hit us up. Ask your question. Kristen and I, or Kristen or I, depending, we'd be more than happy to try to answer your question. All right? So this has been Aaron, and this has been Drive Mode Show. Talk to you again soon.